Waste comes from unexpected places. I was so surprised to see this. Where did this come from? I was like, what is this? I mean, this wasn't open. It was concealed somewhere. And if you can guess where this is, I don't want to give it away right at the start, but styrofoam gunk. And how did it get this shape? Beats me. It was inside a backpack, a flap between two very thin flaps. And I had to wash the backpack just, with the hose a little bit. So this caught a little bit of moisture, and within 5 minutes, believe it or not, it had started kind of consolidating and becoming this little mess. And when I was wiping the backpack after washing parts of it, I was like, what is this? What is this? Did I accidentally still have stuff inside? No. And these from the sides, they're like, oh my goodness. So I literally had to cut the inner lining and get these like really tactically use a skill to take these out. So not heavy at all, but my backpack is lighter now. So something good came out of this. But what do I do with these things? Of course, it goes to Texas Art Asylum. I'm sure an artist is just going to love it. This is exactly what I needed for my artwork, they might say. But it is such a strange way, how you bring things you don't want inside your house. It was a benign backpack with nice little padding so that, your computer can go in without getting injured. But the other good thing that happened is my backpack, which travels with me in airplane, and I'm a very picky person about what I carry along because of the carbon footprint of things being flown from one point to another. My backpack is now lighter. And padding, I can do that with my clothes, I can wrap whatever that needs protection. Yeah. So this is more roomy now and lighter. And one day I'll show you how light my suitcases are, or it's not a suitcase, it's a duffel bag, which is pretty much just plain plastic weave. Plastic, but it is so light that I can almost, easily fly with them. So the thought from these is that whatever we buy, unknowingly, the parts that come in with it are not environment friendly. I was not even aware that this backpack had inner layers. I should have thought about it. This is a learning experience. But just because I didn't see it, the inner layers, I wasn't thinking about them. So what we don't see, we don't even believe they exist, but they do. Just in that way, subtle chemicals that exist in fake food or paints and new furniture, we don't see those subtle impacts of those invisible things. Kind of like the virus, right? Corona, we don't see it, but we see its impact, which is much bigger than it is. Similarly, these things, like, wow, so there are manufacturers who make these strips and those paddings, and they're constantly supplying this bag manufacturer, and it's coming to someone who absolutely hates styrofoam. So now I'm more mindful about what comes unseen with an object inside my house, into my life, because I'm, at the end of the day, responsible for sending it away. Okay, there are quite a few stories that I remember. Maybe I need to start a green mindset story time. But for now, this is long enough. Thank you for listening. Have you had such experience of ordering something or bringing home something nice, enjoying it, and then realizing that it has things that you didn't want, that you didn't plan to include in your life? So be a more mindful shopper and you will do some good. About 57% of the people these days choose not to buy from a company that is not responsible, or chooses to deliberately go for a product because the company is showing responsibility. And about 75%, this is from a Consumer Report magazine, that about 75% of consumers are increasingly becoming aware of what decisions these businesses are making. So you are one among them. It just starts getting better, and the impact of our awareness is those companies are making changes. So they are trying to please you. They are trying to win their competition by creating a product that they're using it not as greenwashing, but genuinely they're using it in their marketing process, that, hey, we have a product, we know you are concerned, you know we want to see responsibility, and here I am making my little effort to make it, make the world more livable for each one of us. That's kind of my spiritual journey too, that I've been born with very little, and just my skin, my skin is my first clothing. And then how much have I used and thrown away? Compared to animals, it's still huge. So it has its, call it karma. Karma is the word that's kind of used casually. But yeah, it is my impact at the end of my life. I'll have to look behind and say, what's the pile of waste that I've created that the others have to deal with? I want that pile to be very small. Let's see what we can do. And all the best to you too. Enjoy the weekend. Bye.